All right, let's get right into it. Artificial intelligence. It feels like one day this was all just science fiction, and now, boom, it is everywhere. And it has kicked off one of the biggest, most intense debates of our lifetime. And the stakes? Well, they couldn't be higher. Just listen to this from Yoshua Bengio, one of the literal godfathers of AI. He said, mitigating the risk of extinction from AI should be a global priority. I mean, wow. When a founder of the entire field says something like that, you have to sit up and pay attention.
So that really brings us to the core question we're going to explore. Is this amazing technology humanity's single greatest achievement, or are we making our biggest mistake? We're going to look at both sides of that coin.
First, let's start with the good stuff, the utopian promise. Could AI actually help us build a better world? The people who believe in it, well, they really believe in it.
And the vision here is just staggering. I mean, think about what we're talking about. Completely changing how we diagnose diseases, discovering new materials we've only dreamed of, speeding up the development of life-saving drugs, and finally getting a handle on huge problems like climate change or our food and energy systems. These aren't small tweaks, these are the grand challenges of our time.
And here's the thing, this isn't just a far-off dream. It's already happening. In a huge recent breakthrough, an AI predicted the structures of over 2.2 million new materials. To give you some perspective, that's work that would have taken human scientists decades to get through. It's just incredible.
And this is where it gets really personal. An AI researcher actually used her own tech to reanalyze her old mammograms. The result? The AI found a tiny cancerous spot that human doctors had missed 2 years before. That's not some abstract idea. That is a life saved right now because of this technology.
Okay, but for every incredible promise, there's a potential peril. So now, we have to flip the coin. Let's look at the dystopian threat, and it all starts with this really strange economic paradox.
And the danger isn't just some theory, it's already here. In one crazy real-world heist, fraudsters used an AI to perfectly clone the voice of a company director. They then called an employee who was completely convinced it was their boss and tricked them into transferring $35 million. Can you even imagine? That's deception on a whole new level.
Beyond crime, you've got this massive economic disruption on the horizon. The World Economic Forum estimates that AI automation is going to replace 85 million jobs by 2026. Let that sink in. 85 million. That's not a small number. That's a seismic event for the entire global workforce.
So you're probably asking, is my job at risk? Well, this gives us a pretty good idea. If your job involves a lot of repetitive tasks or data processing, customer service, bookkeeping, data entry, the risk is pretty high. But roles that demand deep human connection and complex judgment, think surgeons, psychologists, HR managers, they seem to be a lot more secure, at least for now.
And this points to an even bigger worry, the concentration of wealth and power. Building these powerful AIs costs a fortune, which means, as this quote points out, the people who own this revolutionary technology won't be everyday folks. It's all going to be in the hands of a tiny, select few. Which brings us right to the heart of that paradox I mentioned. Think about it. Companies are racing to automate to get more efficient, right? But if that automation gets rid of millions of jobs and millions of paychecks, who's actually going to be left to buy all the stuff these companies are making? It's a fundamental flaw. You can't sell things to people who have no income.
So in this epic battle between utopia and dystopia, what's the deciding factor? Well, it might just be us. Let's talk about the human element and what it is that really makes us different. This is the question we all need to be thinking about. In a world that's filling up with incredibly smart machines, what is it about us that makes us truly irreplaceable?
And the answer might not be what you think. Just look at these job growth projections for the US. The fastest growing, high-paying jobs that are also AI-proof, they aren't necessarily in tech. It's roles like nurse practitioners and physician assistants, jobs that are built on human-to-human care and empathy.
And this really shows you what the new high-value skills are. Empathy, creativity, critical thinking, emotional intelligence. These are the things that AI, for all its power, really struggles with. This is our human advantage, and we need to lean into it.
So here's the bottom line. The future isn't set in stone. We're not just watching a movie unfold. This is our future to build, and it is on all of us to figure out how to navigate the path forward. So how do we do it? How do we steer this ship in the right direction? Well, experts point to a three-part plan. First, we need to develop smart, responsible regulations.
Second, we need a massive investment in lifelong learning and reskilling our people. And third, we have to demand that the AI systems we create are designed with humans at the center.
Because if we don't, the alternative is pretty terrifying. Yoshua Bengio used this really powerful metaphor. He said, "We are blindly driving into a fog, despite the warnings of scientists that this trajectory could lead to loss of control." And that leads us to the final and maybe the most important question of all, also from Bengio. It's not about the technology anymore, it's about our responsibility to each other. Who is in your care for the future? That's the question we all need to answer for ourselves.